Hey, this is David Benjamin. Today I'm going to review the Lems Boulder boot, which is a waterproof boot. This is their waterproof edition of the Boulder boot. I had the Boulder boot about 5 years ago, and I got it for about 5 years ago, and I had that boot for many years, and I love the boot, and now it's a little bit worn down, obviously, and it kind of smells, so I looked at their boots, and I saw they had a waterproof Boulder boot, which I was stoked about. So I was working on a farm, and I got these boots, and I started wearing them on the farm. Absolutely comfortable shoe. It has a good cushion around the ankle, but it's also flexible. It's not stiff. Some boots are stiff. This is not. It's very flexible. And it's got a flat heel, so your heel isn't elevated. So it's flat, so it's good for your biomechanics. It's good for your ankle mobility, your knees, your back, your neck, things like that. And then the front has a wide toe box for your toes to wiggle and have room, which is also valuable. So I worked at a shoe store in high school, and at the time I didn't know a lot about shoes, shoe quality, the biomechanics of shoes, because these weren't things that were taught to me. I knew the shoes I was selling were high quality, but I didn't know about the biomechanics and the posture mechanics of things, which is why Lems are so valuable and so important. So first things first, is this boot waterproof? The answer is, thankfully, yes. I wore them on a farm, I wore them during the rain, I wore them walking through puddles, never got one drop of water on my feet with these boots on. Additionally, another interesting thing that I noticed was one day I was in a rush and I threw the boots on with no socks on. And part of that reason was because I had these socks that were too thick and I felt like my feet were too tight in the boots, so I just didn't wear socks that day. And later in the day my feet started sweating. And I recognized, like, wow, my feet are sweating, and I can feel the sweat, the moisture retention on my feet. So to me, that was a good sign, because these boots were holding the moisture within the boot. So for that waterproof design that encompasses the whole boot, it keeps water out, but if water is in, it's not going to get out. So it just shows that that barrier for water retention actually works. So for me, that was kind of a more validity that these boots actually are waterproof, because I saw it from the outside, but then when my feet were sweating on the inside, the sweat wouldn't even leave the boot or get into the fabric of the boot at all. It would just kind of stay contained, which is a good thing, because additionally, it helped my feet stay warm. So the fabric in this boot, they're very comfortable, but it's a nice fabric. I don't know exactly what it's made of, or even if it says, but it's a very comfortable fabric, and they're threaded together very well. It's a quality boot. It's a very high quality boot. It's threaded together well. The quality of the materials are high quality, and my feet stay warm in them. The one downside I will share, however, is that when it was getting colder here in Michigan, I got a pair of Carhartt socks, those thick wool socks, and they added probably that much to my foot, and I'm in a 10.5, and these are a 10.5 boot, and when I put those on, these boots were just simply too tight. So if you plan on buying these boots and wearing thick wool socks all the time in them as work boots or something like that, I would recommend buying a half size bigger than your actual shoe size, so that they fit comfortably and you don't feel like your toes are squished and constricted in here. Because the point of barefoot minimalist shoes is to have that wide toe box and have your toes be able to wiggle, as well as having that flat heel, so that when you're walking, you're getting that natural biomechanical movement in a natural and organic way. So overall, these boots are waterproof, very comfortable, lightweight, and biomechanically friendly, and I would recommend them for sure. That's the reason I got these for the second time, the waterproof edition. And Lems is one of a few companies that I highly recommend and personally enjoy, and favor as a shoe wear company that I personally use and recommend to friends and family. So I love these boots. They're incredibly comfortable, and they give me the flexibility and mobility here that some boots don't. Some other barefoot boot brands, they're stiff right here, and that doesn't allow for ankle mobility, which I don't like. It feels uncomfortable. And then the actual heel, the actual sole is comfortable. It's not, too stiff. It's flexible enough, and it just allows for that like natural movement overall, which I really do appreciate from the Lems design team. So these boots are amazing. I highly recommend them. You can check them out right below this video and pick up a pair for yourself. I think they're $165. My last pair lasted me 5 years, and they weren't even waterproofed in this type of material. So I have a feeling these will last me until 2027 or beyond, because this material is even a bit more durable and water repellent. So very grateful to Lems for creating such an amazing boot. Highly recommend them, and you can check them out below. Thanks for your time. Hope you enjoyed this review. Have an awesome day. Bye.